March 14th. It's Pi Day. And guess what? The sad thing is, I didn't have any pie yet today. That might be why my thoughts are a bit discombobulated still. Basically, I'm still thinking about the mindset, so to speak, that it took to bring down a member of a megafauna in the Stone Age. What this entails is not just what we understand today as teamwork. Because even in a teamwork today, there is an I, and it gets involved. This notion of I am a self. A self is created when I can disambiguate between the consequences of my actions and that of another who's similar to me. Without another one like me, there would be no problem inferring, did I cause what just happened or not? A simple argument why even the people in the Stone Age were self-aware is that they modeled, predicted and explained the world. Or they wouldn't have known when and where to meet for the hunt and how to go about it. Nor would they have commemorated each such event with the erection of a large structure made from the tusks and bones of their kills, in this case mammoths, like they did in what is today Poland and Russia. When you do that in a world that is constituted by others like you, when the accuracy of your predictions will be greatly enhanced when you have a representation of yourself as distinct from the other in your mind. And this increase in accuracy will pay off the greater expense and energy that's required because you need to read out and analyze all the necessary additional data to create this distinction between yourself and the outer world. So it's not that our ancestors had yet no sense of self. When it comes to self-awareness, they were very much already like us. And they also found in metaphors and frames and stuff like that because their brains were like ours. And yet, they could overcome their personal selves to become a collection of competent parts that came together and formed an emerging self with preferences, goals, memories, and cognitive capacities that belonged to the emerging self, but not to the individual parts. A form of distributed cognition. The problem is basically the same that cells have when they form multicellular organisms. Take a cell that is at the outer edge of an organ, and the organ must have a surface there. Then this cell has to stop replicating. And yet, this is in direct contradiction to the principles of natural selection, because by turning off its reproductive capacity, the cell loses its fitness. It seems like the idea of a selfish approach, of a selfish gene, blinds us to the payoff in cognitive capacity that obviously exists when embedding ourselves completely in a bigger system and that our ancestors discerned and appreciated. Part of the problem is that we still lack a huge body of research in the field. Not to say we essentially understand nothing with scientific methods about the cognitive capacities of big multipart systems. But I think that our ancient scientific knowledge of via field testing about the advantages has been distorted by our wrong ideas about property, the necessity of hierarchy, and money. And that's part of the problem too. We need to think. Make a habit out of thinking. Turn thinking into a movement to get back to the point where we are all competent parts, can all be competent parts, ready to embed ourselves in a bigger system, a newly thought out system, in which the advantages of the sacrifice pay off for all. Like, comment, share, and as always, thank you for gifting me with a few minutes of your most precious, your lifetime.